this was not yet executed, but we will discuss about what needs to be done there, and we need to discuss about the keyword expect even. So how it is going to be used and where it is going to be used, how useful it is for our execution part. Let us see, and then we'll discuss about how we are going to maintain multiple scenarios in a test file. Because as I said, like I'm going to use another URL or some other URL, because there are no public websites related to JavaScript web application, AngularJS web application. So only one URL, only few URLs, or 4 to 5 URLs that we are able to find out in public website. So nothing more than that, because AngularJS web applications demo sites are very rare case scenario that will be developed in a real-time environment only. Demo sites will not be available in maximum cases. So this particular URL, I took it from one website who is um, who explained about the protractor very well, but nothing more than that. This is all about our intervention, how we have used in this particular URL, how we are going to call this URL, what is this expect, how we are going to expect. Yes, in that website we have, but I haven't reviewed it completely, but I'll go through that for today's session, because I was busy with office work. Let us see, let us discuss about how we are going to use this expect, and let us discuss about how we are going to have multiple cases in this single file, and how it is going to treat when we are going to have multiple cases in a single specification file or something like that. So when we are executing the script, make sure that we need to be ready with the scenarios what we need to automate. So already we know about, because the scenario is nothing but single line description of the functionality what we are going to have in our environment. But test case is nothing but stepwise description how the functionality is going to deal with, right? So like that, when we are talking about such type of functionalities, make sure that we are having each and every step in order to automate that particular functionality. Here I'm going to close these things, spec and this one. Yeah. um, Let me copy the yesterday's configuration file itself here, conf.js. Copy this one and place it in this place. Yeah, here the file name is Protractors. I'm going to save with the original name. The file name has been saved, the config file is ready with us. Now we need to verify with the specification file how it is going to be designed, the specification file. Let me open that specification file. So first I'm going to remove this one. It is notepad I need to have. Okay, yeah, this is the simple script I have been designed. Just this is JS website we are going to test with some input field on the home page or something like that. It is nothing but a function to test input field whether it is working or not. I'm going to verify with this one. I'm not going to maintain this much big name. And browser.get. First, I'm opening the URL. Once I open the URL, I am checking whether the URL has been opened properly or not by using this JS web app. Once this has been done, I'm expecting some browser needs to have this complete URL. But JS web app only the text that I have been passed, and then this complete text I have been passed. I'm going to remove it for our first execution. Okay, let us execute this one first, I'm going to open Protractor. This is the step-by-step execution to understand what needs to be done there. And WebDriver hyphen manager space stat. Okay, this has been started, and now I'm going to move to the files where it has been saved. CD space somewhere extra token has been added. Where it is? This one. Protractor space conf.js. So extra parentheses have been added, so that is the reason we got that error, unexpected error with extra parentheses. It has been launched with this URL. So just URL has been launched. If we want to see whether that has been launched or not, I'm going to have browser dot sleep of 3000, and I'm going to log whether the page has been loaded completely or not. I don't know, we'll see console dot log. This is the new thing that I've been used for today's session. So let us see, text has not been declared, whether it is going to be used or not. Protractor space conf.js. Yeah, it will be in that particular screen for 3 seconds, as we mentioned it as a wait time. Now there are few factors that we need to add here, that we need to add to that particular script. What are those things? How we are going to validate the URL, how we are going to take care of that, we'll see here. In the last execution, before the last execution, we made it as a single JS web app comparison between this current URL. Means here we made it as the current URL, browser.get current URL to contain, means this current URL should contain JS web app. Now there is another format to use, the expect only. Expect browser.get current URL dot to equal you can use, or to contain also you can use here. If you use to contain, the same format, again the complete URL will be maintained by that particular browser.get current URL. If you make it as equal, the exact lowercase and uppercase should be equal to that particular URL. That is the main theme here. I'm going to copy this one. So anything is fine for us. In order to use expect is nothing but it is one type of promise that we are going to compare the URL browser.get current URL to contain browser.get current URL to equal so and so value must be equal to so and so current URL what we have been captured here. And next thing we made it as a wait time here. This wait time will be used in order to execute the script. Now we'll go to the URL and we'll do one step by step. So this is the field where we can enter some text. Initially I'm going to inspect some element here. Ng valid, ng model name I have, so I'm going to pass some data here. So let us see where, oh, this is typing. This is Protractor program. Okay, let us compare whatever the text that I have been entered here is matching with this particular text or not. We will do that particular task even. So first initially we need to pass some data to this particular field. I'm going to pass the data element by dot model by dot model dot send keys of, this is a protractor script. I'm going to give semicolon, and as we know we are executing step by step. I'm executing this step even. Protractor space conf.js. I hope you understand what I am doing, because this step by step execution is very helpful for us in order to understand what needs to be done there. So the text has been entered there. If you want to see any questions you are not understanding, browser.sleep. Yes, please tell me.
Sir, so it's failing. I think it's not entering it because you place
Now
double
you,
quotes for browser.getCurrent URL.
now you see I put browser.sleep, right? You are going to see that one.
Okay.
It's not failing. Yesterday we discussed about, because I was little bit busy in order to update all these things, because I haven't concentrated more on that. I need to have some time. This process exited due to that version compatibility what I said. I need to sit
Okay.
today, so I need to complete this version at least by today, because I got calls from office continuously. Even now also I have a call, just I have been postponed it for 1 hour, so that is the reason I haven't updated yesterday. But any cost of time we'll do that one today. Okay, so that comparison will be done. Because of that reason I am adding browser.sleep at some points, so that you will be able to understand what needs to be added, what needs to be done. So that is the reason I am doing step by step execution here. Okay, now let us see. We have a concept called, till now we used by css, by model, by ng click or something like that. Now let us see by binding is also there, how it is going to bind the text from one scenario to another scenario. Here we entered some text, right? Let us make this clear, simple and clear. Element by dot binding, this is also one type of locator that we have in our list. Okay, what is that particular, sorry, particular field name, element name. This is dot get text dot, what is mean by this get text, comma, function I am using it here, function of text. What this means, because this is very important for us to understand what we are doing here. Here the thing we are representing about that particular field, we are binding one statement with another statement. We are binding one statement with another statement. What is this with one statement to another statement? Let us write the dependability so that you will understand why I am using by binding concept here, why I am using person dot name, why I'm using get text, why I'm using then function of text. This function will be carried out from this particular point, because as we know that this complete set of statements we are representing it in a function, and this particular function will maintain the text. Let us see, don't get confusion. If you have any question, raise your hand, I'll explain you. Element dot, sorry, by dot button. Is it fine when we are using button? I have entered something, I am binding with this one, and I need to click on continue. Okay, let us take this button text. Once I click on continue button, yes, fine. This is first protractor script. So here, why I'm using this particular binding into this particular person dot name field and get text, why I'm getting the text here, this is the get text what I'm getting, and then function of text. Here what I am doing is, whatever the text that I'm entering into this particular field, I'm comparing this particular text by using get text operator, get text method, whether the same text has been printed or not here. This particular sentence will be maintained by the internal function where we have maintained this. This is protractor script here, where this particular statement is located in this function. So that is the reason I use the same keyword here, and then it will compare whether the text I have been entered is equals to this get text or not. I am saying that if both are same, then click on button text of continue. But here I have cut down the scenario. First scenario up to this particular point, second scenario I have been started, if you observe it here, and I am clicking on this particular button, clicking on this particular button again to observe this browser dot sleep of 3000 protractor space conf.js. Where somewhere we have closed one more. Yes, this one, because this is the starting one, right? The main method we need to close. These are the simple things we need to concentrate more and more. Protractor conf.js, this will create more issues for us. is going to enter the text. We click on continue button. Yes, up to here we came. Next screen. Now we are creating the next screen in next case. We started with that one because we clicked on continue button. Once we clicked on continue button, we are going to capture the next field. We'll see how we are going to perform that particular task. This is the next screen. In the screen, the drop down is there. We need to select one value in the drop down. There are multiple ways to select the value in the drop down. So yesterday we discussed about those multiple ways, either by value or by send keys or by some other sorry, these two formats we discussed. One is send keys, one is dollar value. It may be value 1 or value 2 or value 3, whatever it might be. Okay, so I'm going to use this particular field and I'm going to select one value, sorry, element, inspect element. So what is the option that I can have? Class I have, ng valid, ng model. Yes, model I have. So as we have in Selenium WebDriver, we have id, xpath, css, like that. Priority wise, here also we have a priorities like ng model. After that we can go with ng click. After that we can go with button text. After that we can go with that particular field. Everything will be considered here. So as per our knowledge, like whatever the content related to AngularJS locators and all, make sure that you'll have either ng model or you'll have either ng click for every field. It may be radio button or text field or drop down or any type of field, you'll have ng model. If there are buttons or links, then you'll have ng click. So the model name for this particular drop down is animal. So see, I'm going to use it like element of by dot model. Just I'm doing it in a sequence as we have like a scenario in our application. I'm going to maintain this one dot as a string, as a control one, dollar. I'm going to start with open and close parenthesis. In this I'm going to have quotations. Under this quotations we have value. Value is equals to, it may be 1 or 2 or 3. For our reference, yesterday we selected second value. Now I'm going to select first value dot. So we are clicking on that value, right? So just click on that and we'll see. Once I select the value from the drop down, I'm going to click on either if I want to go by option text or index. Text we have seen, right? Yesterday we have seen the text. Send keys we can use dot send keys, so and so value that we need to give in that particular quotations, particular string. But in index we need to know the exact index where the x-axis has been present and where the y-axis has been present. This indexes we can get it from the development team, but from console window, generally we are not going to represent what is the x-axis and what is y-axis in AngularJS applications. If you want to get, or if you want to match the exact index of that particular field, you can ask the development team so that they are going to give two values to you. Either it may be like 30 or 40. As per my knowledge, by seeing the screen, I can say the index for that particular drop down is around x-axis it is 12 and y-axis, x-axis it is 10 and y-axis it is around 60. We can say for AngularJS application, the console window, even they are not going to represent with the index value. So if you need to get the index value, if you want to get the index value, make sure that you need to have it from the development team. There is no option for the index, but for remaining things we can create any type of things. Like if we don't have ng model, if we have only ng click, then we can use by css or by button text, or we have some other options. But for indexes, by dot index, we don't have any other option. We need to get it from the development. Next, once I select the value here, I'm going to click on continue button. Again, the same format. We have ng button or ng click. Yeah, we don't have ng click or anything else, just we can go with button text. Element of by dot button text of continue dot click. So I have been saved this program. Let us see how it is going to navigate. We are going to design one more scenario. Up to here, 2 scenarios has been completed. Has been opened, entered the text, clicked on continue. It will move to the second page. It will select the value from the drop down. It will click on continue button. Now the screen is here. Here I want to tell you one more option. Here we used button text, right? If you are not feeling right, if you are not if you are having confusion, because here also we have button text continue, here also we have button text continue, so why we need to use like this for multiple times? If you have such type of confusions, you can use one more option here, which is nothing but partial button text. By dot partial button text. Now p should be in smaller case, b and t should be in uppercase. If you are going to use this partial button text, it will execute like this. Now in that case, no need to give the complete name of the button, just conti or just con or just contin, just continu, like that. Partial thing needs to be provided here in order to execute the script. This is the next thing. Now you understood, right, how we are going to maintain the multiple scenarios in the same program, and how we are going to execute that one. So make sure that in our process of execution, if you want to understand what is happening there, you are going to you need to maintain browser.sleep, so that you'll understand the script execution will perform slowly, so that we'll understand whether the text is being entered into that particular field or not. Okay, here we have one more thing. What is that one more thing? We have back button also in the script. We can use the same back, we can click on back button by using button dot by dot button text. By dot button text. Any questions, guys, till now? How we are going to use multiple scenarios? Any questions? Now I'll try to execute the script in Eclipse, but the format what we have, the configuration what we have done earlier is the same configuration now also, but make sure that our system should have the updated configuration. If anyone is having the latest configuration of this particular node.js, please ping me so that I'll give the control to you and I'll explain you how to execute this one. If you don't mind, can you please text instead of value? Okay, what is this? George the turtle. Senkis George the turtle. So I'm executing this one. Got it? Either we can use send keys or we can use, but in Selenium WebDriver we don't have option like this. If you are using send keys, means you are passing data to text field. You are passing data to text field. It is not if you are using drop down, means you need to have select by visible text, you need to have select by value, or else you need to have select by something else. So that is the reason in Selenium WebDriver, that is another situation. In AngularJS, why in AngularJS send keys can be used um, for drop down values even, means the answer is it is a single page application. There is no difference between alert messages, no difference between such type of different properties or something like that. It will treat the complete objects are in a single web page. But in a multiple page application, drop down means that is lookup value, where they are going to fetch the values from some other table, means there will be an impact from some other screen where it is populating the values in the drop down like a separate box, we can say. So that is the difference between non-Angular JS and Angular JS application. That makes us easy. And I hope any other things, any other important things that we need to, apart from this Selenium, Jenkins configuration we need to have. And then data driven I need to discuss. Generate log, yeah, console.log, I'll explain it in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session we will discuss about this generate log, and data driven using JSON files, and page object model example. Till now we use so many page objects in our programmatic part. I'll let you know what are all those page objects in our programs what we have been discussed till now. And then in the final session we need to discuss about Jenkins handling non-Angular elements that we have discussed. That is what examples I am saying, right? How we are going to handle Angular JS elements and how we are going to handle non-Angular JS elements. The difference, just now we discussed about drop downs or something like that. The three main things that we need to discuss is generating logs, how it is going to be generated, data driven using JSON files, and third one is Jenkins configuration with our configuration file. These three things we will discuss. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, yeah, by tomorrow and day after tomorrow I'll try to get these things to be resolved. After that, if you have any questions, you can call me at any time, or else you can ping me at any time.